What's up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C. And in this particular video, y'all will be reviewing, if you want to, it's two different titles. We can say, still season 2 of Love After Lockup, what's season 2, episode 16 or 17. Or, I don't put this actually in the description. Or if you want to say, the spin-off of still continuation of season 2, Life After Lockup. We want to say season 1, episode 3, but like I said, I'll put that description. So anyway, y'all, let's get into this video. Anyways, we're gonna start first with this kind of was this personally to me, I felt like this episode was a little bit more serious than say, a little bit, so I mean it's still all serious. I mean there's still times that, all the episodes there was seriousness involved, but it seemed like they were focusing on some issues that may be where, okay, so there's really a lot of people, because I mean, as long as you get the right treatment, like, okay, it's really a lot of these people, possibly everybody, at least carers, like 9 times out of 10, majority of them need therapy or a woosah moment, maybe a Snickers or something. Just it was a lot going on tonight, okay, but the episode kind of really focused on it. Went, of course, to the Oxygen Romulus Triangle, open and close, whatever stuff with Mike, the Eminem, which is Michael and Megan, and you got Sarah. And then they kind of more so talked a little bit more about the Tracy and Clint tonight, and Marcelino and Brittany a little bit, and then they kind of had like Lamar was a little bit on it, and it was kind of like not that much, but also talking about the Lizzie and Scott. Okay, so let's get first with the Lizzie and Scott. Okay, because really, like I said, wasn't that much going on. Lizzie is sitting there, and I don't know why she was doing that, but it seemed like she's still, she's still adjusting the way where she's still making prison food. I think she has a YouTube channel now. Y'all, let me know in the comments below if she does or not. Because I'm sitting here, and from the distance, she's got mixing bowls. She's crushing something, mixing up. I'm thinking like she's making some dish with corn or something. Her daughter comes in, yeah, I got Mexican, Mexican food, and she came back. Like I said, she's 4 hours away. I don't know if she stays with her grandmother. I don't know if she, is like in school and stays on campus or whatever is going on. They don't really go, and that's their business. And so Lizzie and her talk, and the daughter Jasmine asked her like, "Mom, what's in there?" And she's like, again, "Oh, well, when I was in prison, and we didn't have cheese, we used to put and crush the Cheetos and make make cheese sauce." I'm kind of wondering, like, if she does have a channel, does she? If y'all seen it or plan on seeing it, I don't know. Is she plan on doing like some prison food mukbangs too? Because I think she does do them like with the cookbook or Instagram live or something like that. She does like prison food mukbangs as well. Do mukbangs. She has story times about her time in prison. I'm just saying, since she's bringing it to the show, like she wants, if she already ate half food and she still just couldn't stop stirring the stuff while she was talking to Jazz, I'm like, maybe she could put that, add that to a channel. She already has one. So, anyways, they're talking. She admitted to Jasmine that she thought about calling Scott the other day, and her daughter, like I said, they really, but Lizzie did admit that she wasn't really a good mom. I think she did say that, she wasn't a good mom to her daughter, or wasn't around or something like that. And for a while. So they're, working on the relationship. And the daughter, and see, the thing is, the daughter, shoot, Scott wasn't an enabler or stuff like that. But the way she goes is kind of like, is if, I mean, she's mad at her mom, but she keeps saying, like, Scott is, like, more so the problem of why her mom is in those circumstances. But remember, Lizzie has also admitted that Scott was one of the main tricks, but she has had several tricks and was up there, could probably do a webinar or do a special limited TED Talk about the game, about how to get funding. Okay, she found a way to make a GoFundMe without even having to do GoFundMe. Okay, not a Patreon account, not a maybe they did accept PayPal or Cash up there. I don't know. So I'm just saying. Okay, so her daughter is like already calling, stuff. Okay, y'all. my camera is freezing a little bit, so I don't know. I just seen it freeze. So like I said, I'll be glad once I'm able to get a camera or something like that, because I just seen it freeze. So I don't know if y'all can see it freeze. So if I look like I'm stuck, yeah, I was stuck, y'all. I was up there doing. I know it's been past week 3 years, go do my own medical count. So I don't know if y'all heard that part. But anyways, y'all. So we got her basically telling her mom, because she's talking about Scott, well, that'd be the most dumbest decision in the world to go back to him. Like, eats more so the problem. She did ask about the date, but a little bit as well. But of course, that wasn't her type. AKA also it ended up not being her type. AKA also he didn't pay the bill, so that wasn't her type. So anyway, so she said she was gonna call it, and I could feel like the way the daughter was starting to act like, I was like, oh, so she's basically saying if she goes back to Scott, she's putting Scott in front of her. So the daughter basically gave a deal. If you go back to him, you ain't gonna see him, right? Because if not, it's done. It's over with. Which, like I said, it is a lot that has to be prepared too. They may, maybe, I know I'm just, and I'm not professional with this, and that's not my business. But I'm like, I don't know. Possibly they may need to receive therapy too, as separate individuals, because the daughter is ready, and like I said, she already doesn't have like a certain attachment. It's like starting over and starting a place where, of course, you can't really say starting over, because you can't return back to years that she was when Lizzie was incarcerated and she was around her mom. So it's kind of like, well, like I said, it's kind of just sad all the way around. But she lied to her, and the next minute we see Lizzie. Lizzie said, again, when I was in jail for the 10 whole years, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, and this is my first time in jail for 10 whole years, and I'm on my way to see Scott and just pay him a visit. And she was able to get a travel boat, something like a travel thing from her PO, and to go see him. So she just made sure don't drink no alcohol and take any drugs, and she's supposed to be where she's supposed to be at. So she on her way and basically drove herself to the airport, sneaking herself to the airport, because even though Jasmine's threatened like their whole type of mother and daughter bond could be ruined, she's probably gonna look at this show, most likely, Lizzie. So hopefully, y'all, they still are, in contact. So anyway, she on weird, and so that was pretty much in a Lizzie segment. Now, the next segment I want to talk about is the Lamar slash Andrea. The next, still basically when they get in the house, okay. And so, because I think theirs was kind of short too, and I'll probably do Brittany Russell, then Quentin Casey. Then, like I said, I always like to end off, like I said, with the M&Ms and Sarah. Like I said, with the whole triangle, love triangle, square, oxidon, situation. Okay, oxygon, Romulus situation. Okay, so anyways, then he comes in the house and the kids are sitting in the living room, and the little girl, Andrea, because she has the two, like I said, she two daughters and one son. The son is the oldest, and her daughter, I think she was like 5 going on 6 the first time I was 6, and she's still saying Papa. She's jumping on the couch and happy to see him, like Papa and blah blah blah. And he just decided, and Lars saying, and I think it's the confessional said like how Priscilla's seeing him, happy to see him, and she jumped on the couch like Tom Cruise, and I'm like, okay, but it also shows like just like him, getting, which is reality, still getting adjusted outside of where, because that was a long time he was in prison, okay, so the adjustment that, okay, like I said, I'll get in that because they kind of have brought that up about that a little later on. So of course the teenagers both sitting there like, okay, this ninja, right? And he's like, I've been home about, and they were just like, he was, explaining like I was in a holding state for something because he didn't get some sleep, but you could just tell like they're talking, the son is up there writing something. He's like, oh, you doing some homework? He's like, yeah, whatever, just like we're only here because we live with our mom and we're underage. That type of look, okay? So he's like, he's happy he's home, blah, blah, blah. And first he said, how about we go and get something to eat? And then here Nyla, the old daughter, like, now wait a minute. We went to the store last night, prepared all this food, got all this food for you, and then you don't want to sell food. It's like she's angry. It's like the thing is, truth be told, even if they had a bond before he went before he went back and served those 6 to 7 months. The thing is, like, they were put in a awkward position, and a position that could have been possibly dangerous. Let's be for real here. From their mom, okay? And the thing is, it's like they have to adjust to a whole stepfather, and regardless how much she talked it to him when she was going with him, them 6 years or whatever, how much she was going with him, um that it is also the real reality is also too is I mean, it'd be a little bit more different, say, if she was with him before he served his time. But to me, I mean, I'm taking term of this, these teenagers, like, they disappointed, they're concerned about, him, that he hasn't changed, he doesn't have the right intentions. I think Adri, with the first season when she was there, I don't think the kids, at least based on what I'm seeing through the show, having any contact with their biological dad, just like the her second child's father, I guess she considered the baby daddy, doesn't too much be around Priscilla. That's why Priscilla's up and calling Flower Lamar daddy. So he all talked. I think Lamar said something like he was a holding cells, and he was like, and Adri was like, they don't know what a holding cell is, and I was like, I really don't want to know about it. Neither. Thank you. And pretty much, so he pretty much they ended up believe because Lila was like, she felt some type of way about, okay, that's unappreciative. She's saying in confessionals, that's unappreciative that. Or the cameraman anyway, but she's confessing like, here we got this food and he's not even appreciating it, right? And whatever. But they still later on got spooked. But before we get to that, why was the little girl? Little girl was like this. Was like this. She went. I don't know if she really was excited to see him and slash felt some type of way, but didn't want to say anything because of so, or she was just like saying how it was awkward how they interacted with Lamar. I don't know. All I know is when Lamar and Adri were in the room so they get ready or whatever. We thought that they were gonna pair the food. He was hungry and whatever, and then went away, and they next minute go to the restaurant. But anyway, like I said, the little girl was like this. She was like, that, you know what? That was really awkward. But she wasn't saying like that towards him. She just felt like, cringe. So more you think I tell them, but that's why I figure like it was really towards him because she didn't say that comment until after Lamar left the room. She was like, this is awkward. This really is awkward, y'all. I'm letting y'all know the truth. How I really feel. To her sibling, older brother, sister. Okay, so yeah. So, anyways, and then I know Lamar was saying how he felt attached family, let it down, whatever. But I don't. Did they bring up his? Now he also has a daughter from the pre-relation. Andrea had a problem with like the mom coming there as well. The first season it was there. So I don't know if he still interacts with his daughter as well, or if she's been around them and nothing like that. I don't know, considering how the way, especially Andrea was acting the first season. I don't even think was the daughter at their wedding. Anyway, y'all. So they at the restaurant and the drinking. They said first time, and she tell the kids. She telling Lamar. If they in the soul food restaurant, she's like, "It's the first time the kids have we ever been to the soul food restaurant." I'm like, so does that mean she does not cook anything that is considered soul food for her kids? Just because they haven't been in a restaurant to serve soul food doesn't mean, they just kind of like just like she was surprised they sold liquor and stuff like that, and how they felt some type of way about even being that store and they'll selling meat in the store, or whatever. I don't know. Now it's like, wow, fried chicken. What is that? I don't know. It just gave me that vibe. Okay, so when he started asking for the menu, it was like as soon as he's listing. I want barbecue chicken. I want potato salad. I want this, blah blah blah. I think Nyla in the confessionals is just like, like, wow, this is not Thanksgiving. And as soon as like they begin to talk and the ladies talking, he again was venting about he just got out of jail, something like that, blah blah. And they kind of talking a little back and forth. And the woman even had to hold the menu to her face when they were talking back and forth a little bit. And I noticed Lamar says some comment like, and he's like, yeah, and I'm going to keep talking too, or something like that, whatever. Not. It's like even though they supposedly had eventually a good relationship and stuff like that. It's just like, okay, you got to be careful with the wording because we all know the first season when he's like I said when he said that comment about that's the best thing, he was the best thing in her life or something like that was that. And then not only is that little not little, very cringy, is also saying, so what is her mama then? If that's the best thing that's been in her life was Lamar, what the hell is her mom? Okay. So they talking about, he's like, when he came out of prison, like adjusting and had, adjusting to a marriage and a family. But Lamar, that was your choice. Real talk, bruh. There was nothing that says moral, it ain't in my, ain't nothing Bible or nothing like that. We want to take it's nothing on the fine print, nothing that says as a part of parole that he was required to marry Andrea to take care of her 3 kids or have any contact with her or nothing like that. Not even sending a letter, that nothing. It was not required for him to get married at all in order to accomplish whatever as far as parole probation, because I forgot which one he's on. But you know what I mean. So what I'm saying is that that's the choice he chose. He did not have to talk to Andrea at all, so it is. So, but like I said, y'all, hopefully, that's like I said, sorry, y'all, it was sticking a little bit on my side. So I don't know if y'all heard anything or just again gave y'all a little mannequin screenshot. So hopefully, y'all, they can work it out. Whatever, like I said, he just again say he's gonna do his best, but again, and he didn't mean to leave because she was saying Adrian was like, he's a part of the family. He's a rider. He is the rock. He is the leader of the household. Nothing compares when he's not there. And then she was talking about, how he left, and he was like, he wasn't trying to leave. He's seen somebody. His whole thing is, even though he wasn't trying to leave, bruh, you did actually leave. You were not there present in the same home with them for about several months, sir. That was you leaving, even though he intentionally leaving. He was feeling like African Americans getting put in jail a lot. And, I will not say on this channel, but y'all can pretty much do it. Yeah, there's also other things that happens to a lot of us. Fill in the blank. So anyway, he goes into that, and, when they put the cornbread on there, here, I don't know if it was the same that was, but I paid attention and Dre was like, yeah, y'all, that, this is like down south and stuff. They say it down south. I was like, she probably don't, and we say it up here a lot of times, like pop. Other places they say soda. Up here, I'm talking about Michigan, we say pop. I'm like, she don't probably call, like beverages as either considered pop or soda pop. They probably call them caffeine enhanced beverages or something like that. No one does. Because it's just like for her, as soon as the cornbread there, making it seem like I said, it's like, does she not cook anything? So, because I could have sworn, did they never seen cornbread before? So just, I don't know, maybe it's just me that I just got misinformed, but just the way it was edited was like, oh my gosh, this is cornbread? Fried okra? I didn't know you could fry that. What is that? Greens? We only eat string beans, okay? Just and asparagus. So anyway, y'all. So they trying to work it out. They think blah blah. Next couple. Okay, now we got Brittany and Marcelino. Now I think they were saying something to sarcasm and a couple of things about. I think it was Shelly's World. She kind of like gives a little information about certain shows like 90 Fiance, 90 Day Fiance, and some little tidbits in there from especially like Love at the Lockdown stuff. I found her at that channel like what about 4 or 5 months ago. Pretty informative, but short, but it gives you not info. So they are, I guess they're having, even though Gio, I swear y'all, I know this is a rant, but even though it's kind of like kind of safe as far as I'm concerned, like kids being the industry, as long as protected, don't get like caught in that trap, or whatever. He whatever he's gonna be, he has a strong presence. He can even be in commercials, maybe possibly some movies and stuff like that. But like I said, you gotta be careful. But not, it's good for him to wait until he's grown enough and can handle that. You know what I mean? But he has whatever he's gonna be. He has a very outgoing personality because they had like a clip in between. And Marcelino said, how Gio to him was the best thing that happened in his life. Okay. And he was just happy around the family. They was like happy. And then Gio gave his little sister, she was crying a little bit. He's like, let me give you being fussy. Let me give you a kiss. That was just 2 adorbs. Okay, 2 adorbs. So anyways, they're getting ready. Marcelino's mom is watching the kids again. I'm thinking about to go out and, have, go on a date. No, they go into the lawyer's office. Now, Brittany wants to be able to get 50-50 custody. But like I said, it's interesting. Like I said, they've been taking care. But based on what they're saying, even we see Gio, like I said, Gio was with the mom this time, Marcelino's mom. So he have to take care of the kids. And they're going to see a lawyer. She wants 50 custody. Marcelino wants full physical, 100% custody. And Brittany like, no. He might give me problems not to do that. She wants to start slow and then possibly need to get 10% because it turns out how he ended up getting full custody was not because Brittany consented to it. He purposely sent the court papers and like had filed and sent the papers to somewhere that he knew for a fact she was staying at. So it made her miss a day that she didn't even know was supposed to exist, and ended up where that's how he got full custody of Gio. Like I said, but even though we're seeing that he spent more time with Marcelino, he's like he wants to take care, he loves that child and so forth, whatever. But like I said, Brittany is also being concerned because she admits later on, she's made it off the show too, but she's made it on like she already has lost two of her kids that she lost due to being incarcerated. So they put her in a position to be adopted, and she eventually wants to get in touch back with again because she's like she did not want to give them away. She doesn't want them to feel like they were unloved and not abandoned, and that's what she's scared too. She wants to be able to see her son. And she's afraid because, with him before custody, she's afraid the lawyer even explains that she was concerned. Because, the fact he's a convicted felon, and even though he asked her, like, is this due to addictions, she's concerned about possibly, which is understandable, about losing her child. So Marcelino want to jump and be like, had a later scene, they were talking, like, outside, and he's like, like, does he need to talk? She's like, no, I need to talk to him first, hopefully. And she wants to do 50, like I said, 50% and 100. Because also, too, I forgot to mention, when they went to the lawyer's office, lawyer did say, she has to be careful of the company she keeps. And here go Marcelina. Yeah, she better be careful and blah, 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 whatever, being around those people. I told you she doesn't need to be around those people. But sad to say, he ain't got to worry about it. I'm not trying to be funny like that. But I don't know if she's still around Amanda. But right about now, as far as, so I don't know how long her Brittany's parole or probation, but Sasha is gonna be there. Unfortunately, she's got to serve her time, and is she gonna be there for a minute? So, but he's like, I was right. But so she's concerned, and she was saying like, basically Marcelina was crying too because she was talking about the moments like, but even though she went through such even if people, I guess, like referring to even being around certain people in your life, you forgive, and some people still interact with, like, say, you have a bad childhood and stuff like that. So, because she still wants to compromise and work with Tito, even though it's manipulative as well and all this other stuff, and she's afraid about losing child. And she said, like, well, don't you still have a relationship, even though you we both were raised different, in difficult and harsh, in harsh environments, but home settings. But he still chooses to be around his mom and his dad. But he said, he said it a couple times, and he started crying. Was like, but he was saying it was up to him, even though he does have a relationship with both his parents. I guess he wished that he could have been not raised in that environment. And like I said, Brittany already explained with her. So basically, she's gonna try, but since he was first gonna volunteer, I'm gonna see Tito. He wants to, but I guess put some paws on or something. And Brittany like, no, I'll handle it. He's like, if he don't follow where she's going to talk to him first about just getting 50% custody, joint custody basically, then they'll do the next one. Then we fight for it. So that's their concern. Okay, so Tracy and Clint. Clint, works with his daddy, talks with his daddy, about to cut up some meat pounds. And basically the dad later on, convinced that they're going to come to dinner the next day and, convince him like to come over and we'll work. I guess, dad worked something out where finally to meet Tracy. He dropped Tracy off to go shopping. Tracy is sitting in this furniture store, and she's talking about she got bachelor page to what a woman's touch, and then she started venting about, I ain't got no family here, blah blah blah, and all this other stuff. Like the lady was like, well, I could be your friend for a day. She's like, just a day? She's like, yeah, and the camera's around, so I gotta pretend I do want some more customers come to my store. So anyway, but they didn't show like where the store. She got some comforter stuff. I don't know if she ordered some bed, but she vented to the woman in there. Then she was in a car. It wasn't like it looked like one like a taxi, but it looked like like a regular car because they blurred out the name. It didn't look like an Uber or a Lyft. And she's talking to the woman there, and the woman didn't say nothing either. I don't think no one said bar. It's like she talked to three women, kind of expressing her problem about being lonely, blah blah blah. And I know with certain some of the cast members before they don't show that they already have kids. Like Brittany talked about her things with having kids. Tracy and Clint both have children, and they both neither one mentioned. So how even out of Tracy, I'm like, I don't know if she, maybe she is off screen, but if she even associates the way she keeps talking about, besides not being in other states, it's almost like she doesn't interact with no one else. Period. Not even through the phone. And I think Catherine has, just like Matt, they both have children as well. And who was that guy talking to that model that unfortunately had an addiction? He was going on that went back to jail, whatever, because she relapsed or something like that. And he was divorced with kids as well. Okay, so um, I think those other people that they don't mention they have kids, but they just don't mention them in the show. But anyways, y'all, so he goes back home. You know, he was thinking about it. He was already going back home, and where little Miss Tracy ended up, she goes to the bar. I'm like, oh, this ain't looking good. So she got her stuff, and she been into the bar chair again about the same thing being low, blah blah blah. And she in the confessionals again say this is how she used to cope. Like she would go to drugs and to cope when she feels alone and stuff, and she really wish she went back to her old life, you know, type of thing. And everything just went back to. But she got a drink. But I first thought, is that the second drink or the one she purchased? Because it looked like the ice is just melting all in the drink and stuff. And she was venting. You know, the woman was just still looking like this, like, okay. Okay, let me get my screen time. Okay, I did sign for this. Okay. But she was venting about that. But that's what I'm saying. And I don't know, maybe she doesn't talk to any of her family, stuff like that. But like I said, both of them, for what they said, they both have kids. And so she goes, and Clint starts, you know, smoke cigarette. He already got paranoid when he didn't see you. Look for Tracy, as they said, on the screen in the corner, 04 p.m. He worried about where she's at, whatever, and he's like, she got to gain my trust. You know, he has to gain our trust. But he did admit, I don't know, did he admit that he was an alcoholic at the beginning of this series slash last season, depending how you look at it, okay? But he did admit there because that's what they put on the blogs. Like he stole and ran some trucks. But he said just like an addict. He said an addict will be just like I would be an alcoholic. So I'm like, but the way these people are talking is, and the way Tracy's talking about, she feels like she's alone. And then you got Clint and his issues, but he trusts but don't trust this. And if she go to jail again, and she's been paranoid, she's like only got so many hours off. And then when she came in, he's like, where the f have you been, babe? Shoot, they talk, and she was saying something about. He was asking, well, you could just fit. She did admit that she stopped to take a little sippy sip, but she changed her mind. And she said in confessional, you know, she's done with alcohol. And that was just it. And I'm like, is that the only thing you're done with? I'm just saying. I'm just going by what she said. Now, she said she was done with alcohol. But did she say she was done with her other stuff that she was addicted to? You know, hint, hint. Um, is that it? Okay. All right. But hopefully they get it because, like I said, they both seem to have issues. So if Clint used to be alcoholic and Tracy's saying that she is not you know, on anything anymore. It's like, you know, are they seeing somebody? Are they following up? Are they going to NA? Is Clint going to AA? You know, whatever. There's a lot of questions, but hopefully they get themselves together. I mean, in the long run. Okay, so she tells Tracy that, the good news that, oh, Dad, Dad talked about her, so you'll be able to see her. So Tracy is right at this moment. He seems excited. So his goddess. I don't think he called her goddess this week. Did he call her goddess this week, y'all? I don't know. But anyways, I didn't hear it. So let's say here goes Eminem, the least, okay. Now, based on the previews, Megan's finally gonna tell Michael her confession. And I don't know if it is. I don't know. Like I said, is she gonna tell me it's lactose intolerant? That she has, some bunions. I don't know. It's like, it does make it seem like possibly she's pregnant, or it could be a twist that she's been seeing somebody else, and she might be pregnant with them, or she got somebody else in the thing. Whatever. I'm gonna make you my side. I don't know. We will see. Hopefully, if not, they might stretch it out to the end of in August when the new season of Love at the Lockup season 3 comes on. Okay, they had a little commercial for them too, but they really didn't tell who was going who. You just seen somebody talking about, I love the bad boys. So, anyways, we end up seeing picking up where exactly they left off. Megan, which I thought was really like crushing, is like she last thing. No, not Megan. This was Sarah. Sarah's still talking back and calling at least 2 or 3 times again, going off again about the same thing. Michael's still claiming like, yeah, I was with Megan, but I was just talking. That's not my girlfriend. Feeding her this story again. Like, okay, get talking to the same argument, and of course. They edited in. It was like edited out. It was like one of the friends that disappeared, the one with the curly hair in the passenger seat. Because first she was talking about, you could be with that fat bitch. And I'm like, okay, Meg, okay, Sarah. And that's what she said a couple times. She's a fat or fat bitch, and it's like sweet. Even when you were pregnant, girl, like I said, I'm beautiful and big, whatever the case is. And some people don't get offended about the fat word, because some people embrace like other, embrace it like, okay, I'm big or fat, or use as fabulous, or they don't feel intrigued. So, well, I mean, but it's still a trigger word, and it still can be used to belittle people as well, as case whatever. But that's her way of calling like something's wrong with Megan or she ugly. But it's like at the same time, like I said, Sarah, you are not they will try to. I mean, they will try to put her on Weight Watch Cool a couple weeks and probably give us a flat tummy tea. I'm just saying, okay. Her too. Like she is not small neither. So for her to keep trying to attack her weight or keep attacking her weight and blah 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 whatever, right? So she but she never did. I swore like since when she met her, did she? I mean, she was saying certain things, but I wondered too, was she also more prepared to confront her because she knew there was camera crews there. You know what I mean? Because I don't recall. I know she was trying to check Megan, but she got when Megan called her a hoe, she was silent for a minute. She didn't expect that, okay? But she was expecting that Megan's supposed to bite out her. But I also seen this. Y'all, I noticed this too. She didn't call her fat bitch, you big bitch, nothing like that. I didn't see that. I didn't see that at all. Did y'all? Did she feel that, jumpy about doing that? Now, like I said, I always was concerned, like, even though I know she's in her ninth month and is doing it every day now, she don't need to be having that extra stress. And I'm surprised her baby didn't headbutt or kick her, like, Mom, would you hush? Because this is getting on my nerves. Because, as I'm saying, she don't need to have that stress when she's about to have another child. So they have the same their argument, the same one we seen in the last scene. They kind of were talking more about it. He still kept saying, like, I want to work it out with the child, but if you want a divorce, you want a divorce. And, she said, I did this for you, you ain't give me value. Even the friend got in the car. Then she disappeared again. Because when she got mad, and, she, like I said, she's still talking, I'm sick and tired of this. And, women, you don't know how to respect women, blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. And it's just women, Michael saying this all stuff. So it's like the same thing we've been seeing, like, over past at least 10 episodes with the same thing, how it goes out right. If they're not having sex, they're arguing. Okay, and it's very little peace. Okay, that's it. So she's basically like, you go big, we make you bigger. When women have babies, stuff like that, people, you should bow down to this. I don't know if she said bow down to bitches, bees, meaning calling the women bitch herself or calling him a bitch. I don't know. Anyway, I was just like this. And then he was like, and that's was her trigger, her last trigger. She been going off at least about 12 or 20 minutes. Her friend came in the car, first in the car. We didn't see her open the door, but she just like this. And they just, I don't know, both of them were in the car because she had two of them with her. Then all of a sudden, as soon as he said, do you want me to kiss your ass? When she said to come out, bow down to women because they have kids and, blah, blah, blah. And next minute, she like, because she was also mad that he didn't call her when he got out. He waited 3-4 hours, stuff like that, to call her, whatever, because, whatever. And he, again, still trying to slide, say, nah, Megan is not his girl, and blah, blah, blah. Keep, again, jump, hopscotching, hopscotch is jumping around instead of answering the question or not claiming that Megan is his girl just because he wants, to make sure to keep the peace, So all of a sudden, when he said that come out kissing that, she up there through that phone, and that's when the friend disappeared again. Okay, because somebody had took the phone, but the friend got out the car, I think, and she was like, hang up this up, I don't want to talk to him no more. She was saying that all through the story like this. She said she don't want to talk to him more, but she couldn't stop FaceTiming him and cussing, doing the same argument she probably did the whole time she been on off with him, whether he during when he did that time, when he served his time, and before then also too. Like, some people stretch out situationships longer than actual relationships or marriages and stuff, but it's just like most of the time they had this argument because they've been had this argument. I'm sorry again, y'all. Probably I just froze it, but I mean, so anyways, he gets off the phone with her because he was using Day Day's phone. Day Day, I don't know, and it seemed like the way it seemed like both of them were Day Day and the mom was on the other side of the living room, but she was talking to Day Day. He was like, it had nothing to do with Megan. We would still have the same problem regardless. Here go Day Day, yeah. Now all of a sudden, like, it's not the problem. Remember, she was all team marriage and stuff, and now all of a sudden it's kind of a little different. Okay, so anyway, he ends up he's like, so now Michael wants to relieve his stress, and that's why he also said now it's like Megan is. This is what I guess Megan is to him. It depends what day, spinning around because there's so many times. one main side chicks, the side chicks, or just a friend of the family, blah blah blah, this and that. She feels a boy slash rebound, blah blah blah. Sometimes Beyonce, the love of his life, blah blah blah, but this and that is a case. Okay, ATM, blah 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 blah. Put money in books, blah 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 blah. I can deal with this BS, blah 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 blah. An enabler, blah blah blah. It depends. It's the same as you could say with Sarah, like an enabler, blah blah blah. Even though I'm married to the man, he does not respect me as well. So sometimes my wife, blah blah, even though my wife, I still consider baby mom, blah 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 blah. I want to put money in books, blah 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 blah. This is how it's going. And that's how like Michael kind of pin how he feels. So now he said Megan filled the void of what Sarah couldn't do. Okay, and so now he about to pull the tree. So I don't know how far the hotel room is and stuff. Now he only got to 7. I think it's already like 5:30 or something like that. So before they pull off, they didn't show this who was coming to cars. But what Megan pulls down the window, and here is they talking as if she's the mama herself. Even though Michael is grown, it's like something more so I would think the mom would say. And she come back there, hi, I just want to get this straightened out. That I you know, oh, this thing is really sticking today. So, but let me go back to what they say, make the right decisions. And I just want to make sure he come, make sure to be responsible, stuff like that. So, can you make sure you bring him back on time at 7 o'clock? So, in order to make the decisions and make sure he confines and follows through and, and listen to his authority, because that's what the mom said, like, okay, you're going to be going ahead. But she, like, make sure you come on time. What time you're supposed to be back. So, he, based on what we're seeing, obviously, he made it on time because they show him next week, a little preview real quick. So he goes to release some streets. He's going, of course, he says the end he's going to make Megan gush like a gusher. They get ready to talk, but he already said he only got 30 minutes, so I don't know if that includes on the way back or they got 30 minutes. Somebody better put a timer or they darn phones, okay? So they about to go in the shower because they so happy, so sad they haven't had sex before they got there. But I said one more thing before I forget. I noticed he did ask her this, and that's why I was like, it might be, a plot twist. He asked Megan, like, I know it's been 6 or 7 months since we haven't had sex, whatever, and so he was like, so what you been doing? How did you take care of yourself since I've been in there? And she, in the confessional, I know she don't say nothing in the car about it, and she even take confessional. It's like, he shouldn't be asked, but she didn't tell that to him in his face. But he's like, he's the last person to even have the nerves audacity to ask me, what I was doing. So I'm thinking, oh. So if you're not saying nothing, that means that, she been waiting. Only, you just said she was waiting. Like, like, but she was waiting, but not waiting. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be there for when you get out, but right now, it's suspended. Our relationship is suspended now. So anyway, y'all. So they got ready, and he got us make Michael and Hermano, and they ready to get ready to go ahead and have a little smash session before they. Yeah, but personally, I would have, considering that they had so much little time, he could have just waited till the next day, to go, because to go. But since he was it's him and that what's his name had another fight again, mom tell tell her to calm down because you know how she is, and so he wanted to release just then, but he could have went the next day, and they could have had all day and stuff like that or whatever, you know what I mean, and then till 7 and then just hang out whatever, because I mean it is cold out there, you can tell. But that's how they ended, where he gonna make a gush like a gusher. But like I said, it was like, even on the way to car, by the way, he was also talking about how Sarah's problem. So again, it's like also why he likes Megan is Megan looks at Sarah as more so the problem than Michael. Even though she claimed like, I'm gonna make him responsible, I'm not with the BS no more. Yes, you are, because he's sitting right in your damn car. And you about to go have him gusher like a gusher. So anyway, y'all, that's it. I'll see y'all in the next video. And y'all take care and have a great night. I hope y'all enjoyed. Okay, Juneteenth was last week. But I hope y'all enjoyed your Juneteenth. And I will definitely see you. Yeah, what is it? July the 5th, I think, a new episode. Yeah, next time you see me. Talking about my month last birthday. But anyway, y'all take care.